How to beat the skinny fat look. You acquired a build like this somehow and you're looking to escape. Don't worry, in this video, I'm going to explain it all. The 5-step process that I'd use to escape skinny fat and transition to a Greek god physique, the right amount of muscle and lean enough to be able to see the chiseled frame that you want. If you're new to this channel, I'm Jad and I keep things simple around here. Fitness is not complicated. Being skinny fat is a combination of not having enough muscle while simultaneously carrying too much body fat. If you look like this, what do you do first? Do you bulk? Do you cut? The reality is, fat loss is much faster than muscle growth is. So your primary goal should be getting rid of the fat. Number one, it's much faster to build muscle when you already have a lean foundation. Number two, you'll actually be able to see the muscle you're building. And number three, if you're new to the gym, chances are you're probably gonna build some muscle while you're cutting fat. So how are we gonna do that? Brings me to step one. You're gonna be in a mild calorie deficit at around 15% below your maintenance calories. If you don't know what your maintenance calories are, check out the link in the description. You can put in your details and it'll spit out what your maintenance are. And I want you to eat 15% lower than that. So much of the information that we receive now is so complex when it is to do with nutrition. Avoid this food. You should fear carbs. You should only eat this if you want to get shredded. Blah, blah, blah. It is completely and utterly BS. Here's what real health looks like. It looks like grandma's cooking. A balanced mix of meat, vegetables, fruits, and that's exactly how you're gonna eat to become a Greek god. Of course, you have your macro split. You've got protein, carbs, and fats, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein per day, 45 to 50 grams of fats in your diet, and then filling the rest of your calorie intake up with carbs. And I cannot emphasize that last part enough because carbs are gonna be what will fuel your workouts. And that is gonna be the number one thing to build muscle. Step two, you must be resistance training 3 to 4 times per week at a volume between 6 to 12 sets per muscle per week. Progressive overload is the indication that you are building muscle while losing fat. So you want to make sure that you are increasing your strength. You are getting better session by session. The golden standard is to train each muscle twice per week, but depending on your time availability, 1 time per week is perfectly sufficient, especially if you're a beginner. Number three, you want to do low to moderate intensity cardio. 10,000 steps per day is a good target to start with. Now, the reason why I suggest this is when your goal is primarily fat loss to start off with, you must prioritize the calorie deficit. And how do we be in a calorie deficit? You reduce the calories in while simultaneously increasing the calories out. Now, the best way to actually improve the calories out is through daily movement and lifestyle movement. You want to prioritize muscle growth in the gym. That's going to help you actually build the physique you want. And so overall, steps are the best way to improve your overall calories out without diminishing your ability to recover. Step number 4, be consistent with step 1 to 3 for 6 months straight. With the calorie deficit, a lot of guys don't stick to it long enough to see all the fat they need to go off. And that is the biggest mistake I see. You must be persistent and patient enough to stick to this deficit all the way down to the point where you can see visible abs. A lot of guys will panic during this cut that they have no muscle or they think they're losing muscle. You aren't losing muscle during this cut. If you're training properly and you're eating enough protein and you're fueling correctly, you will not lose muscle. You just didn't have the muscle you thought to begin with, right? So trust the process. Get lean first. The muscle growth will come. None of these strategies or any of the fancy things that you've seen online are ever going to work if you cannot apply yourself and do them on a consistent basis. It is as simple as that. Consistency is the number one law to getting results because it's going to allow the small inputs that you do every day to compound into the physique of your dream. And a lot of people struggle with consistency, and it's not because they're not disciplined enough, it's because they don't have a system, a routine, an organized life that allows them to get these things done. The gym, the steps, and the food. So here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna grab a notebook right now, and you're gonna write down your routine. What are you gonna do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed? How are you going to organize your life in a way that makes the steps, the diet, and the gym sessions an inevitable part of your lifestyle and non-negotiable? And in addition to that, creating a plan that you enjoy. Otherwise, you will be relying on discipline. You will be relying on willpower, and we all know that that runs out eventually. And this is why I haven't been extremely strict on telling you which workout split to do, because it's really up to you. Which one do you enjoy? What makes you love the journey the most? That's the one that you should pick. It's really not as complicated as you think. There is no optimal way. The optimal way is the one you like, the one you can stick to for long enough. Remember that. Now, the final step, once you've done all that consistently for 6 months, you would have gotten rid of enough fat to be able to see your visible six-pack. That is the goal. Once you are there, if this bird can just shut up and let me make my point, do not bulk. The last thing you want to do now, shut up. The last thing you want to do is bulk, dirty bulk. Here's what you're going to do after you get to the leanness that you're satisfied with, the chiseled physique. You want to pack on size, but in a way that doesn't get the fat back on, because otherwise, what is the point of all that effort that you just went through? You're going to enter a long-term lean gaining phase. You're going to eat at your maintenance calories or 10% more than that, not more. Focus on improving your key lifts, getting stronger, nourishing your body with quality food, and getting good sleep and recovery. Congratulations. You will have then escaped the skinny fat physique. This is the exact method that I've personally trialed and tested for myself and the dozens of clients that I've helped. So I hope you enjoyed. I hope you extracted all the value you need from this video. And I hope this is the last video that you need to finally get the results that you've been chasing for years. Follow me on Instagram for more daily value, and I'll catch you guys there.